Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Fuel Up Classic, and let me show you the ultimate toy, the Dax 427 Cobra. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, or maybe snake in the room is more fitting for a Cobra. The world of kit cars, especially here in the UK, gets a bit of unfair flack, if you ask me. Now, a Ferrari badged Toyota MR2 does very little for me personally, but if it brings someone joy and pleasure, then what harm is it doing? I say best of luck to them. But the world of Cobras, now 99.9% of the Cobras you see out on the road or at car shows will be replicas. The real ones are now in the several millions, and they are now pretty much unobtainable for most of us. So the chances are, if you want a Cobra, and this has been the case for many, many decades, a replica is going to be the best way to go. And what does it matter? There almost seems to be a separate cottage industry when it comes to Cobra manufacturer. There's many different ones on the market. Dax have been around for well over 30 years, perfecting their models. So the chances are, if you start looking for one, a Dax is likely to be high up on your list of what you will consider. I think we should kind of stop some of the concerns that come with kit cars and let's enjoy them for what they are. They're built by passionate people to go out and have a lot of fun. And there is very, very few cars out there that offer the kind of fun that you can get from a 427 Cobra. So, whilst we're waiting for everything to warm up, let's just talk about this actual car, because as ever, I always try and source the best possible examples I can for my videos. It acts as a benchmark that if you at home are looking for one, well, you can take a lot away hopefully from this very car, because it was completed in 2019. It's covered a touch under 2,000 miles, so it is probably in many ways as close as you can get to a brand new Cobra. And I've been all over it. I've been underneath it, in the engine bay, in the interior. There's not a mark on it. It is immaculate. And doesn't it look stunning with that dark blue paintwork, the contrasting black leather interior, the bright Halibrand wheels, those side exit exhausts. This thing looks the business. But actually, in the world of Cobra, this is somewhat understated. It hasn't got the big stripe down the middle, it hasn't got vinyl stickers on the side, and personally I think it's all the better for it. But again, it's the wonderful thing about Cobra ownership. You can customize it, nobody's precious about them. Because it's not an original car, again, you can do whatever you wish to make a Cobra personal to you. So what's it like to drive? Well, genuinely, if you end up buying one of these, I take no responsibility if you end up falling out with your neighbours, because that V8 is the heart and soul of this car. Even now, and I hope you're picking this up at home, I apologise if there's any sound issues. Look what I'm driving. We can't possibly tone down that noise. Let's just squeeze a little bit now we're warmed up. Oh, it's glorious. That's what this car is all about. But there's far more to this car than just noise and power. It is, underneath it all, quite a complex setup and a really good feat of engineering. It's the tried and tested setup of a Chevy small block V8 up front. I'm not sure of the exact power, but suspect around 350 brake horsepower, mated to a 5-speed Tremec gearbox, tried and tested, really strong. But this is no simplistic hot rod that will just get down the road in a straight line. Dax have been developing this car for over 30 years. There's quite a lot of complex engineering going on. This one is set up with a Dion rear suspension setup. That's meant to improve handling. It's also got the biggest brakes known to man. I had to pull up quite quick earlier on, and servo assisted. They work really, really well. Not forgetting you've got plenty of rubber to keep you stuck down on the road, but it's very much a fair weather car. I wouldn't want to be driving it in the rain. No ABS, no traction control, nothing to save you should it all go a bit wrong. But the one thing that might strike you is, despite that haunched bodywork, those big arches, those big exhausts and those massive wheels, this Cobra is actually a similar size to a modern day Mazda MX-5. And that means it's really easy to place on the road. It's the right size for a British B road. The steering is quite heavy at slow speed. There's no power steering on this one. But once you're underway, it's absolutely fine. The pedal box is really quite tight, so narrow shoes are essential. But you soon get used to things. There's plenty of legroom. If you're long in the leg but short in the body, which is kind of what I am, you can get very comfortable in here. The seats hug you in all the right places. The top of the door is perfectly placed where you can have your elbow out the window, if there was a window, and 2 hands on the wheel at all time. It's actually a very comfortable driving position. This is not a car for the shy and retiring, but this is probably one of the best on sale out there at the moment. The lovely people at Classic Prestige, who have a variety of different types of classics in stock at all times, have lent me this car to get to know it a little bit better. It's on sale for £45,000, which, considering there's only a handful on the market at any given time, seems bang on the money to me. What a great thing. This car is all about the looks, the noise, and the way it makes you feel. Now, I will be the first to admit that the first couple of miles behind the wheel of a Cobra, there is this nagging thought in the back of your mind that I am entrusting my life and other road users with a car that was essentially built in somebody else's garage. Now, I will say that after a couple of miles, those concerns completely disappear. Every Cobra here in the UK will have had to have gone through a stringent IVA test. They go through the car top to bottom, and if anything's not right, the car will be deemed not worthy for the road. So you really don't need to worry that much. And secondly, think about the type of person that has invested a huge amount of money and time to build one of these cars. They are likely fanatical people. You don't have to worry about whether they put the wrong type of washer on or are those bolts really torqued up to the right setting, because they would have gone through this car several times over to make sure it's spot on. It is, as you look around it, both underneath, under the bonnet and on top, a quality product. And that's the great thing about Cobras in general, whether it be a Dax Cobra like this one or another manufacturer, of which there are several still out there, still doing good business. It's a testament to just how popular this type of car is. But you can, of course, still build your own one today to any specification you like. Honestly, the limit is only your bank account when it comes to a Cobra. Or if you want a bit of an easier life and you just want to get in, turn the key and enjoy one, there's usually a handful on the market at any given time that give you exactly that. Now, fantastic looks, a thunderous V8 soundtrack aside, let's talk about something that isn't often associated with Cobras, and that's the practicality side of things. I always try and give a real dose of realism in my videos, and there's three key things that I have noted during my time of getting to know a Dax Cobra very, very well. Firstly, and it may be that I'm stating the obvious, but you'd be amazed at the amount of people that think that a Cobra has some kind of roof arrangement should you get caught in a downpour. Well, no, it doesn't. It has nothing. The only way to avoid getting wet is to drive faster, but that's not always the practical solution. The only way round it is to fit a Le Mans style hardtop. Now, bear in mind, they look great. They obviously increase the practicality of the car massively, but it takes two people to lift them on and off. It's a big old thing that you've got to then have stored somewhere in your garage. And by the time you've had it painted and matched to the car, well, you're probably not going to have much change out of £5,000. So it's a big expense should you want to start using this car on anything but a really nice sunny day. Secondly, and it's something that I am noticing much more the more classics I live with, the more classics I drive, and the more the council near us seem to be putting massive speed bumps in absolutely everywhere. The Marcos that I use regularly struggles as is, but this is a mere 4 inches from the nose to the ground. So speed bumps are to be taken very, very carefully indeed. And thirdly, those beautiful side pipes that run either side of the car. They make a fantastic noise, they look fantastic, but be very careful when you get in and out of this car after a long run. They get piping hot, no pun intended, and you will burn the back of your leg if you're not careful. I guarantee there's many a Cobra owner who's done it once and never done it again. But bear that in mind. They look great, but practicality-wise, well, they're not the best. I started this video by stating that this was the ultimate toy that you could buy. Well, I think that's still largely true. It really is. But there's so much more to it than I ever first thought. Spending time with this car, getting to know it, putting some miles on it, it really is a fantastic piece of engineering. And it's partly the reason why a Cobra is still a winning formula for so many all these decades on. I highly recommend, if you've ever been tempted by one of these, and I think a lot of us have been tempted by these, get out, drive one and see what you think, because I can guarantee you won't be disappointed.